some of the issues you get, I've only used this since August, so it's only been 6 months. Some of the issues you will encounter are the slide jams. The slide jam has to do with a multiple amount of things. One of them is because of this trigger bar. So when you press this trigger bar, you can't really hear it right now, but when you do it on your gun, you'll feel a grinding. And the grinding is from the bar rubbing against the trigger housing, the hammer housing. So what I had to do was I had to take it out and twist it and bend it and line it up straight to get it to where when I would push on it, I would not get a grinding. I would not feel the grinding. When you push on it, you'll feel the grinding in your finger and around here. So another thing is you'll get in this area, it'll nick it. It'll nick this piece, it'll nick here, and it'll nick around on the side here and over here. Another thing is over time, the slide release, depending on your dominant hand, it will bend in. So it'll give you a hard time. As you can see, this one's squared, but this one is not squared. It's flaring out on the bottom and it's pressed in on the top. So when you take this hammer piece out at any time, while you're sliding it out, you have to unscrew it and push this pin out. When you're getting ready to slide this out, hold your finger on the plunger. This is the plunger. Hold your finger on it, and as it's coming out even further, slide your finger down. There is a small spring in here. You want to grab that spring. If you have a magnet, like if you've ever seen those telescopic magnets, when you pull it, it stretches out. Try and have it close by, and so you can grab that spring so it doesn't fly off. It'll nick. This is aluminum. It'll nick and pry and wear out. See, you can see here I'm already getting some kind of bend outwards. I don't know if you can see this bend right on this edge from here to here. There is a slight, I'm too far out. Let me see if I can zoom in. From this point you can see it. From here to here, it's nicked outward. On your gun you may see in this area there's a nick. There would be a nick out and back. Around the plunger you'll see it's worn, and you'll see like edges that are not supposed to be there. It's supposed to be smooth all the way around, and you're only supposed to have this outline. You'll see this is nicked. You can see a nick. And on the other side, this one's more damaged. It's more nicked. It's just wear and tear. You got nothing to worry about. It's just wear and tear. You just monitor it and prepare yourself to purchase either an OEM replacement, which is about $30-$40, but you're going to have the same issues again 6 months down the road. So how to do a quick repair on your to maintenance your gun? As I said, you pull that screw out. Make sure you use the right sized screwdriver. Do not use a bigger one. Do not use a smaller one. You will damage this screw, and also here as well, you will damage that screw, and you'll have a hard time extracting it. Now, so we talked about here. Now we're going to talk about here. So this one take this recoil spring out. Take your barrel. Just take this off so you don't lose it. Then you can take out the blowback unit. Hold your sight in the rear. Take the screw out. Take the unit out. Nice and easy. Take the screw out. Take the back plate out. Now, you'll see here I sanded it. Let me see if I can get a good focus. I shaved it with a metal file in this area. This spot right here is where the trigger bar, this thin metal one, it collides with this piece. And over time, as it keeps hitting it, it'll nick it and make this piece right here on this corner, it'll pop out towards the right and down. So what happens there is, because it's popping out to the right and down, this slide bar will get stuck in between. That's when and why your gun, oh, I don't know if I should do this like that, but that's why your gun will get jammed in a way that if you hit the slide release, nothing happens. It gets stuck just like this. You hit the slide release, nothing happens. And if you're at an airfield and, you know, you're at an arena, your first instinct would be to smack the fuck out of it. So, if you do that, you'll worsen the issue. It'll damage it even more. Instead, what you should do is take the mag out and rack it in order to do it again. You know, rack it, you know, get it back into place, make sure it's lubed until you get time to take it apart and see where the damages are. Now, every gun is different, every scenario is different, so it's never always going to be the same reason. But over time in the videos that I've seen on YouTube, I'm never really able to find a exact cause. So, as I'm playing with my guns and trying to figure out what is actually happening, why is it getting stuck, first things first is to figure out in what general area is the gun having this issue. That's where YouTube would have a good sense of, you know, the community has a good sense of some clips, because some issues you'll see that it's because of the sear, it's because of this, it's because of that, and well, it's not always the same thing. It's always a different type of issue. So also I had replaced this loading nozzle, and I did replace the outer barrel as well as the slide, because when he put a hole in my slide, it made this aluminum, it came out this way, and because of that, the slide kept trying to I kept trying to shoot at, because I didn't realize it was that bit damaged. It kept hitting it, and what would happen is this slide would hit that bump, the dent, and push it down even further. And then over time, this is a new outer barrel, so it doesn't have the damage. It would damage this part of the barrel, causing a different kind of jam. Now, I'll put my slide back together, set my hop up back to usual. Then I forgot what I was talking about. Now, here are the things that you want to prepare and replace and get ready to replace. Over time, you know, your $200, within about 6 months or so, your internals will fail. At some point, they will fail. What I did was just to give me some extra life. But now I want to replace it with steel parts. I want to replace the frame with steel. This part right here will be steel. I want to replace the hammer assembly. That'll be all steel. I want to replace this arm bar with something more resistant. So like a strong aluminum or steel. Steel would be preferable. It'll make my gun a little heavier, but I don't mind. So damn near each part that you buy will be about $40 to $50 each. I seen the nozzle. There was an aluminum one for $80 on Evic. I seen the slide, the hammer assembly, just the housing, $50 on Evic. Some parts you'll find the same at Evic and JK Army, but JK Army has an all metal slide. Okay, so I don't know if you're following me, but because it has that one unique item, I'm going to think it has more unique items. So I was able, Evic has the recoil spring 130%, so 30% stronger, and it's steel, so it's a bit heavy, gives more weight. JK Army has the inner barrel, the hopping. It has the gas blowback unit. I forgot the name already. I will link everything in the description. It has the frame housing, the frame, internal frame. It has the hammer, the trigger you can get off of Evic as well, and there you go. So if you ever run into issues with your sidearm, first things you want to do is rack it, but don't just rack it just to rack it, but do it slowly and fast and see where you're getting a lot of resistance. Right now I'm getting some resistance. Right now I'm getting the resistance and it feels like it's happening here. Nothing's happening in the front. So I keep hitting it here and you'll feel it. Right now everything is smooth for me, but for yours, if you're looking at this video, you should be able to feel something. On my other Glock right now, because I haven't done any repair, it gets stuck and the nozzle doesn't want to come out. It doesn't want to pop out that way. It gets stuck. But then also you can feel a lot of resistance right here. And that's because it has the same issue as this one did when I first started repairing it. This bar is bent. There's a nick here. You know, this is damaged. This is damaged. This one's the really important part right here in that corner. That's what's catching this bar. So if you have any more questions, put it in the comments below and we'll go from there. I hope I answered your questions as far as to what's going on with your Glock being jammed in this position. First things first, don't slam the back. Take the mag out and just rack it real quick and rack it a few times. Put the mag back in. You will encounter another jam until you start repairing the internal. Okay. If you're noticing that you're getting low power, the BBs aren't coming out, or you're not getting enough blowback from the action when you shoot, you need to change this seal and or this nozzle. Okay. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, share, sub.